A very good afternoon to all the students of foundation course. We are here for success at CA exams for paper 1 accounting. I'm here. CA Priyambada Chabra will help you and guide you to how to prepare and how to perform in the examination for foundation course paper 1 accounting for your upcoming exams that is on January 2025. Your coming exam is on 12th of January 2025. So on an average you have around 25 to 26 days. I hope you all have done your first round of preparation and now you must be going with your revision, and I would help you. I would like to guide you that how to prepare yourself for the revision and how to perform in your examination, what to write in your examination. All these things we'll be discussing in this session. I would request all the students to please be patient, listen to me what am I saying, and all your queries will be handled. I'll be taking your queries over the period of time, but please also give me some time to help you out, to let you know what should be there and what strategies you should follow while revising as well as while preparing for your examination. So paper 1 accounting is the first paper of your CA foundation course. CA in itself come with chartered accountants. So accountancy in itself we have is inculcated in the word chartered accountants. So you can assume how important this paper is. This paper is not only important to qualify your CA exams, but also important for your future life. You'll be future chartered accountant. At every level of your chartered accountancy, you have to think this paper, the basics would be very very important and would be very much helpful in your upcoming life. So please be very patient and the concept and everything should be very clear. Since this is your basic paper, this will not only help you for foundation, it will help you for the intermediate level as well as for the final level. And as I told you before, it will be helpful throughout your life. Once you'll be chartered accountant, you cannot ask anyone that how to do debit or credit, what are the rules of accounting. You cannot ask this to anyone. So it is always better, it is that is this time you prepare yourself well so that you can succeed in a very good way for your upcoming examination as well as for your future life. There is a very famous quote that give me 6 hours to cut a tree, I'll spend 4 hours to chop the knife. That what does that means? That you're spending 4 hours only chopping the knife. That is 4 hours focusing on your basic. And this paper is a basic concept. This paper is a basic concept. So you should always remember that everything should come, everything should be in place, and all the things whenever you are performing the paper, it should always focus that whatever you know, it should come in your answer sheet. So see, one of the student is asking for the Zoom ID. So Zoom ID is, please write down, 8612. Zoom ID is 86. Just a second. Oh, wait. Zoom ID is 8612 5710194. This is your Zoom ID. 8612 5710194. Okay, so you can also log into your Zoom ID and see from your YouTube session also. Okay, so I would like to start my session telling you how to, what is the objective of this session is to augment your preparation and enhances your chances of success for the forthcoming examination. That is to tell you how to perform well and how your performance can be pointed out and can be displayed in your answer sheets. to ensure that you make the best use of the remaining time till your examination, that I have already told you. You have 25 days left along with the four papers, not only accounting, you have all other four papers also. So foundation is a very basics of your accounting, basics of your chartered accountancy course. So all the four papers are equally important, and you have to make the time the best of it so that you can secure good marks in your examination, to improve your performance in your examination, and to learn how to memorize the concepts and the principles of accounting. See, at the later ages here, you can ask me anything. You can ask anything from your such study material, and you can ask yourself also if you doesn't know anything. But yes, once you will be a chartered accountant, it will be very difficult for you to ask anything regarding the basic concepts, how the errors are to be rectified, why do we prepare profit and loss account, and what all items are coming in profit and loss account. I would also like to take small questions and would like to ask small questions to see you all are awake, you all are not sleeping here. Okay, so someone tell me, wait, yes, so can someone tell me where the carriage inwards is posted? Is it in trading account, manufacturing account, or trading account? Yes, you can raise your hand if you know the answer. Just a small, nobody knows? Okay, where it comes, is it in trading account, profit and loss account? If it is given in a trial balance, that the certain amount pertains to carriage inwards. So it comes in trading account, and if you have to prepare a manufacturing account, then it will come in manufacturing account. Okay. So I would like to help you out that how to strategize your preparation level and how to develop your understanding. Even if you, acha, okay, if you want to ask the queries, you can raise your hand. So, so that we can discuss your query, as well as you can, even if I'm asking a question, you can raise your hand so you can answer the query. Okay. So now you assess your preparation level. Could be many students who have started their preparation few days back only, and there could be many students who have started their preparation few weeks back, and some of the students, I'm sure, they must have completed one round of their preparation. If you all have completed your one round of preparation, this is very good. So you know the things well, and you'll be able to answer the queries. But yes, if you have started with your preparation only few days back, so please be sure you have very less time. Now this is a very important time for all the students who have started their preparation at whatever level, but for all the students this time was a very crucial time. Prepare yourself now. How to strategize yourself? You already have 11 chapters in your syllabus. How to strategize yourself, what to study? We have already completed one round of your preparation, our preparation. What to study, ma'am, at this time? How to revise the things? See, the subject of accounting is not only reading subject. You have to solve the question, you have to practice question. I know in the world of AI and students, you usually feel that you can read and you know the answer well, so you usually do not practice question, you do not solve question, and first time you solve the question in your examination hall, what happens? Oh, I have read something, but yes, I don't know where carriage inwards come. I'm sorry, I knew that it was in a trading account, but here we have to prepare manufacturing account. How is it possible? What to do? So, to avoid such a kind of situation, you should always practice. Practice at home. Questions, do as much questions as you can. This is not a reading subject, this is not a reading paper. You have to practice all the questions properly. Since if you have completed one round of your preparation, so practice the important illustration. What are the important illustration? That means the significant illustration, those illustration which covers most of the adjustment. For example, I tell you, you have chapter 2 unit 6 rectification of errors. You should always do illustration 8, which cover almost all the things like rectification even after the end of accounting period. Illustration 7, practical question number 1, practical question number 4. So these kind of things, these things, and you should solve this question. I know you can read the questions, but yes, you should always try to solve the question at home. See, if your hand knows what is the solution, it will be very convenient for you to write the answer well in your answer sheet. So, coming towards how to write in your examination, I'll guide you in the later part of the session. Till the time, let's study what is the section wise and skill wise weightage of your subject. You can see my screen. This is a section wise and skill wise weightage which is already there in your website, which covers, I'll tell you, see, this is already there in your website. How did I come? I was at, this is our website, ici.org. I clicked on new scheme of education and training, where I clicked on section wise weightage and the foundation course. Okay. So, what is our objective? The objective of this paper is to help you to understand the basic principles of accounting, concepts and principles of accounting, and how to apply these concepts in preparing the financial statement. This is our basic concept. Now, coming towards the sections, it is comprising of, the subject is comprising of 5 sections: section 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, section 5, section 1 covers only theoretical framework. Section 1 covers theoretical concepts. Theoretical concept is chapter 1, which has meaning and scope of accounting, accounting concepts, revenue and capital expenditure, accounting policies, and accounting standards. Okay, someone asked me, ma'am, why do we do this chapter? We have left this chapter in our 11th and 12th also. This is a very theory chapter, and we have this accounting. We only focus on practicing the questions. Why do we do this chapter? This is only theory chapter. Students, it covers 5 to 10 marks, 10 percentage of marks, which means if your paper is of 120 or 125 marks, it covers a considerable amount. How is it 120 or 125 marks? You've always given a choice. You're always given a choice of the in your exam. So I'll be discussing the paper pattern also. Just wait for a while. This is a very important chapter and the most scoring marks in your examination. Why is it scoring? Why do you think theoretical framework is not important? Unless and until you don't know accounting, how will you know other things? How will you know the rules of accounting? So, understanding importance of accounting, what is accounting, what are the areas, fields, subfields, and how chartered accountants can serve to our society, all these things are important. Then covering the accounting concepts, conventions, and principles, these are also important. Then capital and revenue expenditure, we have this also, true and false also in our examination. True and false also comes in our paper. So usually the question is asked from capital and revenue expenditure, or they might ask you the difference in capital and revenue expenditure, contingent asset, contingent liability. Then accounting policies, what is the difference in accounting policies and accounting estimates? These are all questions which you should be knowing at this stage, since you have already completed your first round of preparation. Then accounting as a, what are the valuation principles, accounting estimates. So, okay, can someone tell me, is the change in method of depreciation is an accounting policy or an accounting estimate? Okay, you can raise your hand. Okay, Sara Gupta, I'll unmute you. Wait. You can unmute yourself and answer. Just wait. Sara Gupta. Yes, you can unmute yourself, Sara Gupta. Please speak. Sara Gupta, you can speak. We're not able to hear you. Okay, you can write in the chat box. Ibrahim Sheikh has written that it's a change in accounting policy. So, can anyone tell me, is it correct or not? Okay, dear students, it's not a change in accounting policy, it's a change in accounting estimate. It's an okay. Okay. So coming towards accounting process. So I already told you this is a 5 to 10% and easy marks. It's an easy marks. You can easily score a good marks in here, good marks here, full marks here. So please focus. All the theory comes is an important part of your subject. So all theory should be covered here. Okay, coming towards accounting process. Accounting process are the basic chapter which I know you've already covered. See, the journal entries, ledger posting, then how to prepare the trial balance. Usually, a question comes that this is a correct trial balance, but the trial balance is not tallied. How to tally this trial balance? They might ask you like this. Or is the treatment there is correct in the trial balance? Then comes subsidiary books. Subsidiary books are usually asked in the question paper that prepare a subsidiary book, then cash book, and then rectification of errors. So rectification of error is the most important part of this chapter, accounting process, since usually almost every time a question comes from this 5 or 10 mark question comes from rectification of errors. So you can understand how important this chapter would be. And this section not only covers this chapter, it covers bank reconciliation statements, inventories, depreciation and amortization, then bills of exchange and promissory note. All these chapters are equally important and most important, since you can see it covers 30 to 35% of the weightage of your examination, which is a very big amount. All right, 30 to 35% of the weightage is a very big weightage for your examination. They can ask you either journal entries and then BRS, or either rectification entries along with the inventories question. Then a depreciation question can also ask. So all these chapters are equally important and more very important. All right, and the I would also like to add, these are very easy questions. You can save a lot of time here. If you know inventory, how to solve the inventories, what are the historic cost and non-historic cost method, and you know the question has come from the non-historic cost method, you know how to solve this question, so you can easily save time and solve this question in a quicker manner. All right, but yes, for this you need practice. Then depreciation and amortization. I know students usually confuse themselves and whenever they have to create a provision for depreciation account or machinery disposal accounts, you usually have problem. Please see two illustration. I think illustration 8 and 9 or illustration 6 and 7, which cover all the topic over here. And in fact, this question has been asked for the provision of depreciation as well as machinery disposal account in your MTP 1 also. So if you have done this, it's a very easier concept, but yes, you have to be very cautious while doing this way. All right. Then comes to bills of exchange and promissory note. Bills of exchange and promissory note majorly covers what? Accommodation bills. Usually the questions are asked from the accommodation bills. What are accommodation bills? How they are to be used, and what calculation is to be made, what adjustments are to be made, how the discount is to be proportionated between the drawer and the drawee, that has to be taken care of. But yes, I would like to add one more thing. Whenever you do this bills of exchange accounts, what happens is the question is given to you: A draws bill on B, and this happens, and this happened, discounting happens in this. Usually, we read the whole question, and at the end, they say that prepare journal entry in the books of, not drawer, drawing. What do? We usually have the tendency of writing the journal entry in the books of drawer, and we don't think that okay, we have to do it in the books of drawing or drawer. So please read the question very carefully, whether he is asking for drawer or for drawing. All right. Okay. One more thing, if the questions are asked from this section, that doesn't mean only practical questions will be asked. They can ask you the theory questions also. All right. So they can also ask the question can also be asked like, what are subsidiary books? What are the benefits of preparing subsidiary books? So you should be knowing that what to write, how to write, and it's so not only the practical questions, the theory part is equally important here. Okay. See, this paper is very easy paper. If you focus well, if you practice well, you can easily secure 70 plus marks. But yes, your strategy at the time of preparing and at the time of writing this exam should be proper and should be apt to perform this paper. All right. Okay. So section 3 comprises of 20 to 25 percentage of weightage. Now, these two sections, I tell you, the section number 1 and 2 will judge your basic concept. Now, how to apply these basic concept while preparing the financial statements? Here at the foundation level, the financial statements is covered for the sole proprietor as well as for the non-corporate entities. For the companies, you'll be studying at the intermediate level. So preparation of financial final accounts of the sole proprietor. If you are a commerce background student, you might have done this in your accounting class 11 also. How to, but it's just an extension of that. At that time, you don't read manufacturing account. Here, you have to prepare the manufacturing account also in case of a factory unit. All right, in case of a manufacturing unit. So, what are the elements of financial statements? Plus, what are adjustment entries? Then, how to prepare trading, profit and loss, balance sheet of a manufacturing and non-manufacturing entities. These are all covered here. All right, this will be a big question where the question will be asking you to prepare all these accounts. All right, so it will take considerable time, but yes, it can take lesser time if you know the adjustment and how to solve the adjustments. So, if you have practiced this at home, you'll be able to solve this question around 70 to 80% of time, which is expected to be here, which is required in this question, within 70% of time. All right. Then this financial statement, this section covers not only financial statement of sole proprietor, cover not for profit organization. That is NPO. Not for here you prepare the same way you prepare trading P&L account. Here we prepare income and expenditure account, receipt and payment account, then balance sheet. What is the difference in the income or expenditure? All these things are prepared here. All right. So you have seen the questions for these also. Proper income and expenditure account is like our profit and loss account. So same way all the adjustments have to be taken care of, and this will also be a full-fledged question. Sometimes a small question can also be asked from this. All right, now coming to the accounts from incomplete records. Incomplete records are the single entry questions. All right, here in the single entry, the small proprietor, what do they prepare? They prepare very lesser account, they do very less accounting. Only the personal accounts are prepared or the bank account is prepared. How to convert these small accounts into a proper accounts, proper financial statements? So this is taught in this accounts from incomplete record. How to prepare financial statements out of the incomplete records. This covers 20 to 25% of weightage, which is also a very good weightage. So you should practice well. For this, you need proper practice. And then for accounts for incomplete records, your chapter 2 accounting process should be very clear. You should know what to debit, what to credit. Sometimes students prepare debtor account. But can you please tell me, debtors have a debit balance or a credit balance? What do we write in the debtor account? To balance PD or by balance PD? Yes, who's going to answer? Can you please raise your hand? Yes. Everyone debit balance, right? Students are writing, right, correct. To balance PD. We write this as a debit balance. So for this, your chapter 2, basic concepts, the rule of accounting, these should be very much clear for you. All right. Okay. Coming towards the section 4, which covers 15 to 20% of weightage, which has partnership and LLP account. Partnership and LLP account. Partnership account, what all partnership account you have, what all things are there in your partnership account, that is introduction to the partners, what are their kind of capital, that is the fixed capitals, fluctuating capitals, all these things. Then how to calculate the goodwill. Then comes to if a partner is admitted, what will be the financial statement, how would be the treatment in the financial statements. Then if a partner is retiring, and then in case of a death of the partner. After that, if the partnership or LLP is dissolving, what are the treatments? What do we have to do? So this covers, usually two questions comes from here, two or three, 2 to 3 questions, which covers 15 to 20% of the weightage. Coming towards company account, this you will be reading in details, accounting standards also at the intermediate level. Here you are taught, this also covers 15 to 25% of weightage, which is also a considerable good amount of marks. All right. Here it covers definition of shares and debentures. What are the items of financial statement? It is also shown for your knowledge purposes. Then how the shares and debentures are issued, how they are forfeited. Shares are forfeited and then they are reissued. Why they are reissued? Usually a question comes for forfeiture and reissue of shares. So you should be you should practice very well for reissue and forfeitures of shares. Then the redemption of preference shares and debentures, what is to be redeemed, how it is to be, how it is to be redeemed, and how the amount is to be, which amount is to be utilized. Section 52 of the Companies Act, that is security premium, where the security premium is to be utilized. Then which amount is to be utilized during redemption of preference shares. Do we need to issue new shares? Is there any new shares are required to redeem? All these things are covered here. Then debentures redemption, how the debentures are redeemed, and what are the mandatory requirements. For example, the creation of DRR, creation of venture in DRR investments, all these things are covered here. Then what is the accounting of the bonus issue as well as right issue. Students, I would like to tell you that this question came in your last exam also. This question came in your last exam also. In your last exam also. All right. The last this your last September exam, and it was a very good questions where they asked you to prepare DRR as well as to create debenture redemption investments. All right. So these are all 5 sections. So prioritize your preparation level as per the percentage. Section 2 covers 30 to 35% of weightage, so you should focus on these concepts. These questions are small comparatively as compared to your final accounts and partnership accounts, so you can score good marks. The section 2 and section 1 will not take much of your time to prepare as well as to perform in your examination. But yes, this might take preparation of final accounts of sole proprietor. The section 3 might take much more time. So this time, the extra time which you require in these sections, section 3 and section 4, can be utilized from the time you can save from section 1 and section 2, since the section 1 and section 2 are small. All right. Okay. And for this company accounts also, you already, as I have already told you, that usually the question comes usually. See, I am not a paper setter and neither I know. Usually from the past pattern we have seen that question comes from the forfeiture and reissue. So you should be very thorough with your forfeitures and reissue of your shares. All right. If you are thorough, it's just journal entry and creation of the statement, extract of balance sheet. So you can save time doing the question in this question in the faster manner. All right. If you have any queries, you can ask me the query. Please raise your hand and you can ask me query. Do you have any query? Any one of you? You can please raise your hands. Okay, one of the student is asking how to write in examination. I'll tell you. That will be taking in the later part of the session. Ayush, do you want to ask something? Himanshi? Yes, Himanshi, tell me. Okay, so let's. Okay. Tejas is asking, ma'am, important theory topics. Each and every section, each and every chapter has some portion of theory, and everything is important. Yes, I would like to add one more thing. It is not necessary you write what is there in the books. You should know the important points. What are the advantages of subsidiary books? You should know all the points. Then you can write in your own language. All right. You can easily write in your own language, so it is not important to write the same language, but yes, the portion, the correct content should be correct. You can write in your own language, you can write your own English, but the content should be correct. Yes. Okay, Sarah is asking, ma'am, what materials we have to carry during examination, like pen, pencil, etc. See, that will come in your admit card. So you can follow the instructions mentioned in your admit card to understand what all is to be asked, what all is to be taken in your examination hall. Okay, Ayush is saying how to manage to complete the exam in 3 hour time. Yes, I'll tell you this. This will be doing. Give me some time, we'll be doing this. Okay. Then, okay. Sarah is saying, मैम theory question at least कितने paragraph का लिखते हैं? See, student, it's not about the paragraph. It is actually not about the paragraph. It is all about the content, you know. For 5 mark question, you should not be filling 3 pages. All right, one page or one page, maximum 1.5 page if the concept is big is enough. But yes, the content should be correct. For example, if there is an advantages of subsidiary books and the question is for 5 marks, so you can write all 5 points. The points should be correct. Even if it is coming in one page, it's okay. All right. Okay, how to attend the paper, how to attend sub questions, that I'll tell you. Ibrahim is asking, ma'am, accounting equation relevant too much to paper? I think you're asking, ma'am, accounting equation is important for the paper. See, accounting equation covers the concept, basic concepts. So, obviously, that you should know. Equity plus liability is equal to asset. You should know how to balance these things. Fine. It will be asked in the paper, not asked in the paper, that even I don't know. Okay. Anything can be asked in the paper. Okay. Coming towards my PPT here. Okay, so you all, I am sure you all are motivated. You all know that you have to clear this exam in this attempt only, and you have to secure very good marks. I'm sure you'll be securing 75% plus percentage of marks. So please prepare well. This is your crucial time, and I would like to tell you that you are doing CA for yourself only. Do not excuse yourself that you're saying doing it for your mother, father, or anyone else. I don't want to do it. See, the benefit of being a chartered accountant will be yours only. The tag will be in front of your name. You will get the benefit throughout the life, and this will stay throughout the life. So please stay motivated. This is a very crucial time at this stage. I would like you to be very calm and composed and focus on your studies. Please stay away from distractions. Keep yourself busy with studies only. What are the strategies you should follow? All right. Memorize your concepts. Please memorize. Try to keep your things in your mind. How to do the single entry question. How to do the partnership question. In case of increasing trend in the goodwill, which method is to be applied? Should we apply a simple average method or a weighted average method? If there is a trend, you should always apply a weighted average method. All right. So, this way, you have to keep things in your mind. Acquaint yourself with the syllabus of accounting. Create a study plan. That means you create a proper timetable for yourself. At this stage, you should be devoting at least 12 hours a day in your studies, not only for the subject of accounting, for other subjects also. But yes, devote considerable time of your considerable time for your preparation. Gain conceptual understanding. If you know the concept well, you'll be able to solve the questions also, and you'll be able to solve the question, and you'll be able to write the theory questions also. Then solve all the questions of study material. I hope you've already done this. And during the second round of preparation, you solve all the important means significant questions that cover maximum adjustment. Solving illustration 1 of any chapter or the small concepts of any chapter will not suffice the purpose. Solve those questions which have maximum illustration and which you think has a little difficulty level. All right. Then memorize the concept that I've already explained you. Prepare compiled summaries to enable the revision day before examination. For example, if you know a question, this has certain few adjustments. So please write a small note in front of that question that it has this adjustment and this has to be followed. So this will help you during the last day of your preparation for revising at the on the last day of your preparation. This question has a considerable adjustment, a very significant adjustment which is not shown in other questions. So, and the treatment of this is like this. For example, in bills of exchange, where there is an accommodation bills, we usually forget what when at the time of accommodation, when the second party did not do not pay the bill, and the first party discounts it, right? Okay, which the second party does not receive the amount and discount it with the bank, right? So for in that case, when the discount amount is calculated, that is to be taken care of. So you can write that a small note that how is it to be calculated. Regular revisions, revision test papers and MTP. Revision test paper is also hosted on ICAI website under BoS Knowledge Portal tab. You can click on that and you can see what all is there. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. This is very important and crucial at this stage. You should always maintain a very healthy lifestyle. Eat good, have a balanced diet, sleep properly. Since you have very less time for your exam, you cannot afford to be ill at this stage. So please maintain a very healthy lifestyle. Stay positive and stay motivated. I know this is a very easy exam. You'll be able to secure very good marks, and I would like to listen from all of you that yes, we have secured good marks. I would like to know how many of students you have cleared and what marks you have achieved. All right. So our greatest weaknesses lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. All right. If you are unable to solve one question, then I know you feel disheartened at this stage that I'm unable to solve a question. Try it again. Try it 3 times. If you are unable to solve the question, you have to try that question again. Till the time you are not getting the correct answer, you should keep trying for that question. Okay. So, healthy lifestyle for better memory, you should have a sound sleep, balanced diet, and stay away from distraction. What all are distraction? What do you think? You all have distraction at this stage? In today's world, your social media is the biggest distraction. F- some of them have someone of your friend has posted that I have completed this and this question is important, this question is not important. Please students, please be very careful. Social media should not impact your preparation. Whatever you're preparing for yourself and you're preparing in a better way. You all know you are your own judge, so stay away from social media. Keep a phone side while you're preparing, while you're doing your papers, while you're practicing questions. All right, you keep yourselves away with the social media while preparing the question paper, while preparing your for your examination. Okay. So for the paper one accounting, you should study all the topics in an integrated manner that I've already told you. See, the objective of this paper is to help you to understand the basic concepts of accounting and how these basic concepts are to be applied while preparing the financial statements of non-corporate entities right now. All right. Of so it comes with the final accounts of sole proprietor also, non-corporate entity, not-for-profit organization also, partnership accounts also. All right. Okay, what all are relevant BOS educational inputs? I hope you all be knowing. We have study material. How many of you all, I think you all are aware of the mock test paper. Mock test paper 1 has already been uploaded. See, we prepared two mock test paper. Two mock test series are already conducted by Institute of Chartered Accountants, Board of Studies. So one mock test paper is already hosted. I would suggest you, for the all the students who have not done, please download that question paper and give yourself proper 3 hours. Sit in a room and with the question paper and solve the paper within those 3 hours. So you will analyze that how much you are able to solve. The answers are also uploaded or either will be uploaded in a day or two, so you can analyze your answer with the question paper, with your answers, with the answers hosted on website. So for these are two mock test paper. One has been done and one it will be there, and I think it's on 31st of December. So please prepare yourself. Once you're done with your preparation, you should always perform, always try to do the mock test paper. All right. Then revision test paper. Revision test papers are already hosted on website under BOS Knowledge Portal tab. Please click on it, download it, and see what kind of questions are there, and practice those questions. Then MCQ portal. There is a portal for MCQ also, but this is for your understanding, because no MCQ comes in your exam. This is for your basic understanding and understanding for the concept. Your paper 1 accounting for foundation course is 100% descriptive paper. All 100 marks are descriptive questions. You have to write, solve all the questions in the paper. Paper 3 and 4 are objective type papers. Paper 1 and 2 is the descriptive paper, so you have to solve all the questions. Okay. Study material, you already know that study material is already hosted and you already have. Please also see the corrigendum hosted on ICI website. There are few corrections, so it might be ignored at the time of preparing the and study material. There's always a scope of improvement, so you can see that. Okay, there are few queries which I would like to take at this stage. Yes, we all know these social medias are the big distractions. So please stay away from the distractions. Ma'am, past year questions paper are not in paper number 3 and 4. See, the students' BOS for your success for paper 3 and 4 will also be done. You can ask the queries for paper 3 and 4 at this time. Ma'am, how to solve the paper, that I'll be telling you. Okay, I'll be telling you. Wait. Okay, Meet is asking, ma'am, debenture chapter is important. Yes, absolutely, debenture chapter is important. So, brief notes that I've already told you, you have to prepare your brief notes, important points. You can also prepare diagrams in support. See, we also have a Saransh, which is hosted on ICI website. I'll show you that also. Wait. But that Saransh, just a second. I'll tell you. Here, when you comes to ici.org, then you click on new scheme of education and training. And here, we have this Saransh for foundation course for all the levels are hosted on website. You can see these Saransh are in the notes form where you can revise the concept. But yes, these Saransh in any way, anytime, do not substitute your study material. You should always prepare from your study material. This will only help you to understand the concept. All right. So you can download this and you can study from this also. But this will not substitute your study material. Okay. Okay, सारा गुप्ता is asking, मैम एग्जाम्स में फ्लो चार्ट के साथ क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हैं फॉर थियरी और फॉर प्रैक्टिकल? प्लीज टेल मी. If it is for theory, obviously you can support your answer with your diagram. If you want to explain. Okay. Meet is saying, ma'am, can we leave any chapter for option? No, you cannot leave any question for chapter. Since if when you say the paper pattern, when you see the paper pattern, it is obviously expected from you to know all the syllabus. Once you will be chartered accountant, you cannot say, I have left partnership account in my foundation level, so I cannot do partnership accounting. Can you say this? No, you cannot say. Okay. I have left sole proprietor, so I'm sorry I cannot prepare the final accounts of a sole proprietor since I do not know. I've not done that chapter. Sorry, you cannot say. Once you're a chartered accountant, you're expected to have knowledge of everything at this stage from this accounting. So you should know everything from this study material. All right. Pooja is saying, ma'am, daily schedule, study schedule. See, Pooja, your study schedule should be yours only. All right, the way. See, some students want to study theory and practical subject both in a one day only. Some study practical subject only one day and then theory subjects one day. So it depends upon you. But yes, for the practical subject, you should at least devote 2 hours of your day, 2 to 3 hours while practicing. Usually, it's the morning time when you should prepare yourself, when you should practice at this stage. All right, so for 2 to 3 hours on a regular basis, you should practice accounting, and maths is also practical subject. So you should practice accounting. All right, regularly on a daily basis. You cannot leave that. Okay. Ma'am, does handwriting working notes are important? Yes, I'll be telling you. I'll be telling you this. Okay. So coming towards the paper pattern, how would be your paper pattern? I've downloaded my MTP also, mock test paper also, but yes, I'll be telling you this paper would be this is already hosted on ICA website. Can you all see this? Can please someone tell me? Can you all see this? You can write yes or no in the chat box. Okay, all right. Okay. So your paper will consist of 6 questions. 6 questions means every question consists of 20 marks. 20 into 6, 120 mark paper. Now out of these 6 questions, one question will be compulsory. That is question number 1. And out of the other 5 questions, you have to perform 4 questions. Question 1 is compulsory. That is 120, this 20 marks. Then out of 5, you have to perform 4 questions. Right. So these are 4. So it will consist of 100 marks. You have to solve the paper for 100 marks. Now, what does question 1 pertains to? Question 1 pertains to 6 true and false questions. 6 into 2, 12 marks. If you know all the true and false question well, you'll be able to solve it very quickly. Then a theory question, then another small practical question or a theory question. 4 marks each. All right. This is just a suggested pattern of question paper. Students, there could be any change in pattern, but usually the pattern is here, this only. All right. So if I'm trying to tell you that this 20 marks question, this 20 marks is a full-fledged and easier part, and you can easily solve it in 12 minutes, 12 to 13 minutes. You can solve this question easily. Why? True and false are easy. Here, all these statements, it's not only about true and false. You do not have to only write true and false. You have to write the reason for it. But that doesn't mean you will have to fill full page for one true and false statement. You can write in 3 lines, maximum 4 lines, stating your reason why you are writing it true, why you're writing it false. All right. Then writing distinct here a theory question. You can write easily the theory, and then giving the uh, solving the practical question. This is a 4 mark question, usually a small question, so you can easily solve this question. Now out of 2 to 6, question number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all knowledge and comprehension based question. Even theory question can also asked in the can also be asked in these questions. In these questions, usually practical questions you have to solve. You have to prioritize yourself which question you'll be doing, which question you'll not be doing. 6 question, usually a question is asked from share capital account, right? Forfeiture and share capital, that is also an easier. Usually question number 6 pertains to that question. That is also an easier part. If you know how to forfeit the shares, if you know how to reissue the shares, or if you know the smaller things, redemption, how to bonus issue, you can easily solve the other sixth question also with a lesser time. Now I would like to tell you what all time do you have in your during your examination. You have 180 minutes, right? Apart from 180 minutes, you have first 15 minutes also for your reading time. And during that first 15 minutes, please see your question paper properly. Now read word to word. What questions are asked in the question paper? Single word should not be missed during reading. All right. So read question paper very carefully. In the first round of your reading, give yourself at least 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. Once you have read through the question paper very properly, which is very good. Another thing, prioritize yourself which question you will be doing first and which questions, what will be the strategy you will be following. First, second, third, fourth, and then fifth question. How to strategize yourself? Do that question first, which you know the best. All right. For example, question number one is easy. You know the question. So start with question number one, then question three, question four, any sequence. You can follow any sequence. But yes, all the questions have subparts, maybe three parts or maybe two parts. Once you're starting with one question, please do all the parts at one go only. Or if you're not doing at one go, please leave the space and then start doing the other part. Ma'am, how to do that? What happens is I know 2A, then I know 3B. Can I start doing first I do 2A and then I do 3B? No, students, you should not follow this practice. Once you started with 2A, I know you do not know 2B. You know a lesser, some calculation, some adjustment you might not be knowing. Leave the space for 2B. Then start doing 3A. All right. So all the subparts, my basic motive is to explain you, to tell you all the subparts should be done in a one go. All right. Same way, ma'am, when I am thinking about it, no, what questions is to be done, I know 4A and then I know 5B. What to do? I don't know 4B because I'm not very sure that I'll be able to do 4B, and then I do not know 5A. I do not have any expertise in 5A. So which questions should I choose? 4 or 5? The best way out is choose that question which pertains maximum marks you know. If you know 4A and 4A pertains more marks than 5B and C, which you already know, then you should choose 4. Which contain maximum marks, you should do that question. All right. Sometimes what happens is I know 5, ma'am, 5B is my favorite. I'm sure I'll be able to secure good marks. But 5B is only for 5 marks. On the other hand, 4A is also, I'm sure, but 4A is for 10 marks. I'm not very sure that I'll be able to tally the balance sheet, but yes, I know the answer. You should do 4A. All right. Strategize yourself to attempt those questions which you know more and which will gain you more marks. All right. So start with those things which you know the best and which you can do quickly. All right. Another thing. Okay, you have already strategized. You've started doing the question. Question number two, I've started with question number two, rectification of errors, where I'm able to solve all the entries. Now, question number 2B is bank reconciliation statement. Uh-oh. Second, I do not know the second adjustment, how to solve this adjustment. Okay, I'll be leaving the space. Then, coming to the eighth adjustment. Oh, I do not know the eighth adjustment also. Leave that space. It's okay. You are unable to total it to the final figure, you're not able to reconcile the final figure, it's okay, you can leave that. Go to the next question. Do not spend half an hour on this single 10 mark question just to analyze what to write here. Okay, you're spending 5 minutes, 7 minutes, I understand, 10 minutes, I understand, but not more than that. You have another 80 mark paper in your hand, you have to solve that also. Time is a very important factor at this stage. So first 15 minutes are crucial minutes, very crucial minutes. At this stage you have to strategize your writing skills. That this question you will be doing at this stage. Even if in the middle of something you are stuck, sometimes it happens that balance sheet does not tallies. I know it creates trouble. It's okay. You always get step marking. So please go, switch on to the other question. And what happens is usually at that time we are unable to tally the balance sheet, but after a certain period of time, at the time of revising, oh, this adjustment was so easy. This would have been added here, and we tally the balance sheet. So that revision time is also very important during last 15 minutes of your paper is very important. You have 180 minutes. I've taken 15 minutes for revision. So how much time is left? Tell me. 165 minutes, right? 165 minutes for 5 questions. Do you think it is very less? No, it's not less. Very good amount of time. All right. I'm saying you'll be able to solve the question number one in maximum 15 minutes. Then you have a considerable time. Okay, so the paper is very easy. This paper is very easy and very scoring. The only thing is you have to strategize yourself. Think about it, that how can you devote more time on the questions which are little time taking and which have little more adjustment, and devote less time on those questions which have easier adjustments. Okay, do you have any questions or queries? Any one of you can speak also. Okay, I'm coming to working note now. Once you are done with your questions, I tell you, for example, there's a question on NPO, not for profit organization, where you have to calculate subscription also, if you remember. Then you have to calculate wages, sometimes salaries, there is something outstanding, something is paid in advance, all these things. And while you're preparing income and expenditure account, it becomes very difficult what to add and what to reduce at this stage, right? So at the time of income and expenditure account, write only final figure. Subscription, final figure. Salaries, final figure. Do not add or subtract at that place only. Create a working note at the end of main solution. All right, it is always better to create a working note at the end of main solution. First main solution should come and then working note should come. All right. Then take out the figure, give numbering to the working note number one, subscription. Find the figure of subscription, then put in income and expenditure or receipt and payment account, subscriptions, working note number one, salaries, working note number two. So this will be very easier for the examiner to tally or you to see how much you know and what is your knowledge and the preparation level. So working notes are very important to make your answer sheet clean, neat and clean, as well as clear that you know the concepts. Okay, so I think some of you were asking Samsung. I don't know what the name is not written. So one of the student was asking, ma'am, working note are important or not? Okay, Meet is asking, will the theory come only from ICI module book back theory? Students, anything can be asked from the theory, from the study material. What is amortization? What are intangible assets? Can you give me some example of intangible assets? This question can also be asked. All right, so it is not important only the back questions are what are written can be asked. Any concept can be asked. Everything in the study material, all the concepts mentioned in the study material are important. Okay, what else you want to know about how to write the paper? I think I have cleared you, explained you well that you should write each and every answer very properly, neatly, and solve the question very neatly, and solve those questions first which you know the best. Another thing, do not leave any question. There is always step marking, so I would request you not to leave any question. Do some of the parts, something. And once you're done with one, for example, you're done with question number 4A and B, and if you do not know question 4B properly, leave some space, then start with question number 5A or 3A, whatever you want to start. All right, then start with another page. Okay, you make it easier for the examiner to check your answer sheet. He or she will make it easier for you to give marks. The more neat your answer sheet will be, the more easily you will get marks. If he or she is spending very less amount of time on your answer sheet because your things are very clear, very transparent, everything looks very nice, so he or she will be able to give you marks. But yes, that doesn't mean handwriting will not suffice the purpose. Your concept clarity should also be there. It doesn't mean you're writing very nicely and you're writing wrong answer. No, that will not give you marks. All right, ma'am, format. Okay, Tejas is saying, ma'am, format is to be done the way ICI does. Yes. Do you have any problem? Do you think the ICI does wrong formats? Obviously, you should write it properly. You should try to same method. Okay, someone has unmuted. Can you please, if someone asks to ask a question, can you please mute? If you want to ask the question, you can please raise your hand. For the pens, I am not sure about the pens. Please see your admit card and your admit card instructions for that. Okay, Neha, you want to ask something? Please ask your query.
Ma'am, I wanted to know that if we attempt an extra question and the question that we have attempted, like there are six questions you said we have to attempt any five. In if I attempt the question number six as an extra question and my question number five has got only 10 marks, but my question six has got 15 marks. So will question six be considered?
Kindly mail your this query to the exam department. Foundation underscore exam helpline at the rate ICI.in. I am not, I cannot, I can only guide you for how to write the paper. What marks you will get, they will tell you. Okay. But
Okay, ma'am.
usually in normal course, I'm not sure. First questions are checked and they are given marks. All right. But yes, you
Okay,
can
ma'am.
ask your query to foundation underscore exam helpline at the rate ICI.in. Okay. So how's your
Yes, ma'am.
preparation? How's your preparation, Neha?
Ma'am, it's good.
Good. You're done with
Yeah.
all the first round of preparation is done.
Yes, ma'am. The revision is going on right now.
Okay. Only the revision is going on. I
Yeah.
have done first round of your preparation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. So can I ask you something? This was what I was saying. If
Yes, ma'am. I'll try to answer.
yes, what are the traveling expenses for a trip abroad? If a director is going to a trip abroad for purchasing a fixed asset, will it be a capital or a revenue expenditure?
Ma'am, since he's going to purchase a fixed asset, it will be capital expenditure.
Very good, very nice. All the very best for your exams. Okay. I hope you're listening to the session also, and the way you have to write in your during your answer sheet. I hope you'll be able to follow it and you'll be able to secure well. All the very best.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a nice session.
Okay. Anyone else? If someone wants to ask, okay. Let's move on to the other part of the session. I've already told you that once you make it easier for the examiner to check your answers, he'll make it easy to give you marks. All right. All the concepts are very important. Each concept contain a considerable. You should all know each and every concepts. So, this let's explore this website www.ici.org. I've already told you. Please click on new scheme of education and training, and you can get Saransh also. You can get revision test paper, past year questions also, past attempt suggested answers. All these are hosted on ICI website. Memory techniques. I would like to tell you there are some memory techniques like use an acronyms first word to remember the name. Try to understand the logic and intent of the topics, that why is it created, how is it created, visual imaginary, that you should know, it should come in your mind when the question come, it should come in your mind that this is to be solved in this way. And repetition and flashcards, sticky notes, please put some sticky notes giving reference, okay, this question has this important part, so at the time of revision you'll be able to, it will help you to solve the question quickly. All right. So, points to be borne in mind while practicing the question. Work out problems from test your knowledge. All the test your knowledge should be practiced thoroughly. All right. Compare your solution. Please try to do it yourself and then compare your solution with the provided answers. At that time, mark the problem which contains some important adjustments from the examination point of view using a highlighter, that I've already told you. You can use the sticky notes or highlighter, but mark those important adjustments. For each mark question, briefly summarize the treatment of the said adjustment and onate the summary at the end of the question. When you practice some chapters subsequently, pay attention to those marked question. 5 section, this I've already explained you. Okay. I would like to tell you one more thing. What when we practice at home, no, we usually tend to learn those questions. Okay, this is an admission question. The question is asking to prepare evaluation partnership account as well, evaluation partners capital account plus this balance sheet. Let's start doing the question and we try to solve the question. We does this for maybe three illustration, four illustration. We have done this and practiced many times. When the question paper come, oh, this is my question only, this I've already done this question from the RTB, this is a very easier question, I'll solve this question. We tend to read on what we want to read and we somehow skip that the question is only asking to prepare us partnership capital partners capital account and revaluation account and ask us to put a journal entry. What we do in haste, we prepare revaluation account and then we prepare partners capital account, then we try to balance tally the balance sheet. And God forbidden, if the balance sheet does not tally, we'll be like, okay. So please read the question thoroughly. Read what is the requirement of the question. All the question has different requirement. It is not necessary if the question in your study material is asked only to prepare journal entries, they'll not only ask you to prepare journal entry, they might ask you to prepare a balance sheet extract and company accounts also. Okay, so please read the question very carefully regarding the requirement of the question. Okay. Okay. So, achieving success in your upcoming examination, that is believing yourself, maintain positivity, positive mindset and confidence. You have already practiced. I know you'll be able to secure good marks. Apply strategy that we have already discussed and stay calm. Please stay away from anxiety. All right. You can do all the questions very well and you can perform very well in your examination, but stay yourself motivated and calm. Okay. One more thing which came in my mind is what happens is usually when we try to tally the balance sheet, we create, for example, in final accounts, there is something in trading account. Then the trading profit is gone to the profit and loss account, and then that profit from the profit and loss account goes to the balance sheet. At the time of tallying the balance sheet, we think that balance sheet is not tallied. And the problem is only at the trading account. What happens is then the trading profit you will cut, you'll write another profit. Same profit will go to profit and loss account. Then again you will cut and write the profit, trading profit, and then the net profit will also be changed. And then in balance sheet the figure will be changed. Here it will amount to so much of cutting, right? So it is always recommended when you write, when you cut the whole line, the whole figure. Do not make 3 and 8. There was only 8 mistake. This mistake, 3 to 8. Okay, let me write 5 3. It was written, no, it should be 5 8 5 5. So do not change that. Cut it, make a straight line 2 3 times so that it is clearly visible, and write in the upper part or lower part. All right, I know it happens, it's okay, but yes, it should be very clear. You should not overwrite. Do not overwrite. It becomes very difficult for the examiner to understand this. Okay. एक second. हिमांशी साहू is asking, मैम हिंदी में स्टडी कर रही हूँ तो अकाउंट्स पेपर हिंदी में आएगा इंग्लिश में या फिर बोथ में आएगा? मैंने एग्जामिनेशन फॉर्म भी हिंदी दोनों में आएगा। आपने अगर हिंदी मीडियम के लिए अप्लाई किया है तो आप वैसे ही देखिएगा, दोनों में आएगा। मैम आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन, मैं हिंदी में स्टडी कर रही हूँ, दोनों में आएगा पेपर। ऑल राइट। ओके, डू नॉट ओवरराइट, आप ओवरराइट नहीं करिएगा प्लीज। जब भी पेपर सॉल्व करें प्लीज डू नॉट ओवरराइट। ओके। हाउ टू improve marks in your examination? Attempt. I told you to attempt all the questions. First, write the question which you know the best. Attempt all the parts, subparts of the question at one place only. Handwriting. See what will constitute handwriting. Why do you think what will constitute handwriting? If you have solved the question many times, practice questions well, you will be able to solve the question quickly in your examination. For example, a partnership question, maybe a dissolution of partnership where you have to create a realization account, takes 20 minutes when you solve for the first time. Second time, it will take 18 minutes. For the third time, it might take only 13 to 14 minutes. And during the examination, your hand knows how to solve this question. You'll be solving the question fast. All right. So, speed comes from practice only. All right. Disclosures. If you think any question require disclosure, any question you think that there is an exemption requirement, I can solve it in two ways. Then give this exemption that I have considered it, this has been considered like this, and while doing this consideration, this has been assumed that this question is to be solved like this. Okay, so working note and assumption both are important, but it is not necessary. If you do not know the answer, you make an assumption. No, I am not trying to say this. Only if there is a scope of assumption. Unless otherwise, you should never use this. Always solve the question in a manner which has been asked for. How to manage time in the examination? Make optimum use of 15 minutes given for reading that I have told you, discussed with you. Go through all the questions quickly. You should read the question quickly along with what is required, what all adjustments are there. All right. Select the question which you will be attempting from all the questions that you should. The first 15 minutes are very important minutes. In first 15 minutes, you should analyze that this question you'll be doing. Make the question which you will be attempting. Mark the question which you will be attempting first. Allocate an estimated time for each question based on the difficulty level, and marks carried keeping aside 10 to 15 minutes for the revision. Adheres to the time allocated. You should always adhere to the time allocated. For example, I know NPU questions take time, or realization. If a dissolution question is asked, realization will take time. So give yourself more time for these questions. Okay. How to attempt the question in the exam? Give all necessary working note as a part of main solution of the problem. If there are many approaches to solve the question, mention the assumption. Consider in the solution since it is the basis of which the solution is derived. The approach to be selected should depend upon the information and the requirement of the problem. Allocate an estimated time for each question based on the difficulty level, and marks keeping aside 10 to 15 minutes for revision. I'm focusing again and again. You should give yourself 10 to 15 minutes for revising the paper. Usually, we only solve the paper, we do not give, but this will only come when you have practiced well in your at your home. So, only 25 days left. You should practice as much as possible. All right. Okay, these are the general mistakes which are usually committed by the students in the exam answer sheets. Just a minute. Okay. The student exhibited lack of in-depth knowledge, understanding of the concepts of various knowledge. Why lack of understanding? Why do you think there would be a lack of understanding? Because of lack of practice, lack of knowing the concepts. Okay. One of the common mistake committed by a student is the wrong carry forward of the amount from one page to another page. This is a very common mistake, and it is very difficult for everyone to be very cautious. You should be very cautious. For example, there is a figure 5,000, no, 55,559. And while I was carrying forwarding to the next page, I did it 55,595. Only the 9 has changed, and this will change your figure, and this will change your all the answer, make all the answer incorrect. So please be very cautious, very careful while carrying forward the figures. All right, this resulted into mistake in all further computation whenever the amount is used and led to loss of marks. The answer of the student is sometimes incomplete since one or two part of the questions are skipped while reading the question. I told you question reading is very important. This also happens, we only do revaluation and partners capital account, and the question has been asked to prepare balance sheet also, and we don't do that since we did not read the question. So please completely read the question. The question is asking to prepare drawer account, and we draw journal entries in the books of drawer, and we prepare journal entries in the books of drawing. This is also wrong. You will not get any marks for this, sir. Okay. Many students did not provide all the necessary working notes which form part of main solution. All the necessary working notes should form part of main solution. First the main solution, then the working notes. Student did not mention the assumption considered while working the solution, which led to reduction of marks. The twist in the question put the student in a state of confusion, which was ultimately reflected in the solution. Student gave irrelevant detail even for small questions, thereby spending unnecessary time of the question which was not required. It is advised that students should restrict their answers according to the marks allocated and the requirement of the question. You should always restrict yourself only to the marks allocated as well as the requirement of the questions. All right. Do's and don't, do not go for selective studies at the time of preparation. Always prepare full. There is nothing important or unimportant in your study material. Everything, every question is important. Focus on the theoretical or conceptual understanding. Even if you write theory in your own language, that will not, that's perfectly fine. But yes, you should write. Do adequate written practice of illustration, test your knowledge questions. This will help you in time management and attaining speed that I've already discussed with you. Be careful while using the information given in the question for solving the questions. Assess your preparation level by attempting the previous year question papers under mock examination condition. Also, so you can assess yourself with the mock test paper. One mock test paper is already hosted on website. Okay, is the calculator allowed? Yes, we have in our paper calculator is allowed. Only a battery operated calculator up to 6 digits, to 6 functions, 12 digits, and 2 memories are allowed. No scientific calculators are allowed. Students, try to take that calculator only which from on which you have practiced. Do not take a very new calculator in your examination. You can keep it as your backup, but do not start doing the paper on the new calculator. Always do the start your paper from the calculator which from where you have practiced. Keep that in your as a backup, the other calculator as your backup, and use when it is when the your first one is not running. All right. How to round off? Yes, I receive many queries how to round off. Rounding off is generally prefer up to 2 or 3 decimal places like 65.8888765 is rounded off to 65.89 or 65.889. Okay, so 2 round off is possible, and it already be there. Himanshi is asking, ma'am, tax wala calculator allowed hai, please see the instructions there on the your admit card. Okay. How to manage time? We are unable to answer all the question in the given time. Practice solving the questions. Solve the mock test paper as in the same examination condition. Okay. This I've already told you. Go start with the questions. How to secure good marks? How start with the questions which you know the best. Give all the working notes which should form a part of your main solution. Write the answers which you know the best at a time. All the sub part of the question at one place. Okay. Anything else? If someone wants to ask anything, any query, you can raise hands and ask your query from the study material RTP. Any one of you wants to ask something? Okay. So let me also ask you, how is your preparation level at this stage? Tell me, what are provisions and reserve? Any difference in provision and reserve? Who would like to answer this question? Anyone? Nobody? Difference in provisions and reserve. You must have studied question. You must have studied chapter 7. Yes, Himanshi. You are asking queries. Tell me the difference in provisions and reserves. You can unmute yourself. Very simple, students. Very simple. Provisions are always charge against profit, whereas reserves are appropriation of profit. Okay, tangible assets. What are intangible assets? Anyone? For intangible assets, intangible assets are those which do not have physical existence but still exist in. Yes, I Pooja, you're giving me examples. Yes, Sarah, you're right. Intangible assets are those that can't be seen, touch, or cannot be feel, which do not have physical existence, but they still exist. All right. Okay. You have given me, Pooja, you have given me the goodwill. See this, for example, goodwill you have written, but the purchase goodwill is the intangible asset. There are two types of goodwill. One is self-generated goodwill, that the goodwill has been generated by our organization, right? By any of the organization. I have created that goodwill. On the other hand, there is a purchase goodwill. They're taking the name of some other organization. That is a purchase goodwill. So purchase goodwill are intangible assets. Okay. So whenever you're writing, if the question is asking you, please write the examples of intangible assets, you should always write goodwill and in the bracket purchase. All right. You can see your study material also for this. So these small things will help you to attain good marks. That is why I asked you this question. Okay. Okay, you all have done, must have done GST. What is IGST? Any one of you can answer. What is IGST or CGST or SGST? IGST is interstate GST, which is levied. Yes, integrated GST is correct, which is levied at the time of sale or purchase during interstate. And CGST and SGST is central GST or state GST, which is levied on intrastate sale or purchases of goods. All right. At the time of purchase, we levy output GST. Since we are purchasing, we'll be giving GST. At the time of sales, we are taking GST from the buyer, that is input GST, which we will be depositing to the department. That is input GST. How these GST are to be utilized at the time, how IGST and CGST, SGST are to be utilized is to be taken care of, that you might have studied in your chapter 7, account final accounts preparation or final accounts of sole proprietor. This is very important topic. You should always go through this. All right. Okay, students, let's come towards the end of the session. I wanted you to please prepare well. Do not waste time here and there. Prepare well, study properly, thoroughly, and analyze yourself. Do perform mock test papers so that you are able to secure good marks. I hope this session was informative to you. Pooja is asking, ma'am, balance sheet need any orders? See, please see your study material, chapter 7 for this. Okay. All the very best for your examination. Please prepare well. Keep yourself calm and composed. In case of any query, you can ask us on ICI BOS mobile app. It will be answered. Even if you have solved the question, you can send us. Let you know where you're stuck and what are your mistakes. So all the very best for your preparation level. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope the session was informative to you. Thank you.